These oat bars are great for breakfast or as a healthy quick snack. They have good macros, are delicious, and you can bake them in the oven or simply refrigerate without baking overnight. Here's how to make them. First thing first, place a bowl on a scale and add in 2 bananas. Mine were relatively small and weighed 186 grams, so I would just try to aim for around the same weight. Now, this recipe is great if you have overripe bananas that have these black spots. At this stage, the starch in the bananas turn into sugar, which makes them a lot sweeter and perfect for oat bars. If you don't have overripe bananas, however, then I would suggest adding 30 grams of a sweetener like erythritol or 25 grams of honey. The honey will add 75 extra calories though. Next, I'm gonna scoop out 40 grams of a creamy peanut butter, add it to the bowl, and then with a fork just slowly mash the banana while mixing everything. After about a minute or so, you will end up with a peanut butter banana mixture like this, and that is when you can add 150 grams of milk. You can use any milk you want here. Personally, I like using 1 to 2% fat cow milk, but almond or any other milk works perfectly fine as well. So give it a quick stir, and then you can proceed with the dry ingredients, which start with 150 grams of oats. Now you can either use instant oats or rolled oats here. I prefer rolled oats as they give this a slightly crunchier texture, which helps turning it into an actual bar consistency. To add protein, I'm gonna add 60 grams of vanilla protein powder. Now, I talked about this a lot on this channel, but if you are not aware, there is whey protein and also casein protein. They are very different in how they behave, especially in baking recipes. As you can see, whey protein cannot bind water, it just dissolves, whereas casein binds the liquid, and this makes the food that you are baking a lot more moist. So if you can go with casein protein or a whey casein blend, whey only will work as well, but will not end up being as good as casein. Optional, you can add 3 grams of cinnamon if you like the taste and 10 grams of vanilla extract. Personally, I'm not a big fan of vanilla extract, but if you like to add it, then 10 grams is enough. Now, go in with a whisk and keep whisking. You will see that after about 1 or 2 minutes, this will turn into a thick and sticky consistency, and that is exactly what we want. So I'm gonna show you now half the batch as non-baked in the refrigerator and the other half baked in the oven, so you can see the differences and decide for yourself which one to try. For the oven, add parchment paper into a baking dish. Mine is 10 times 24 centimeter or 4 times 9 inches. Any other size works here as well, just use what you have on hand. Adding the oat bar dough and then just spread it out with a spatula so you have a flat surface. At this stage, if you want, add 20 grams of chocolate chips over the entire batch. This will add another 100 extra calories, however, but it will taste quite good on this recipe. This then goes into the oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for just 10 minutes. That is completely enough. After baking, remove the oat bar from the baking dish and let it cool down for at least 30 minutes until it is fully set. For the non-baked version, I will also add some parchment paper or aluminum foil to a container just so the dough doesn't stick. Then as well add a batch of dough and spread it out evenly and refrigerate this then at least for 12 hours. And here are both versions, starting with the baked one. Because we quickly baked it, this is a lot firmer and it has the texture of an actual bar. I personally prefer this much more than the refrigerated version that you are about to see here. You can already tell that this is a lot softer and lacks a bit of that oat bar texture. This is basically the only difference when it comes to baking versus non-baking. The baked version has a nice chew to it and has that bar feeling. The non-baked version is more like thick overnight oats in a bar form. Tastes still good though. You can store the baked and non-baked bars for at least 1 week in the refrigerator and they are still good. I did this many times before. Macros for the entire recipe, so 6 to 8 bars are 1220 calories with 82 grams of protein, so it's about 150 calories with 10 grams of protein per bar. These types of recipes help me and over 10,000 people lose weight and keep it off. Why? Because I specifically make sure that they taste delicious, are filling and have great macros, and I created a cookbook with over 250 recipes like this one, from breakfast to lunch to dessert, pizza, burgers and cheesecake. You buy it once and you get all recipe updates for free. The link is in the description.